Hey everyone, welcome. This is what we're going to call at the moment PCP, the Couple Podcast.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of another name. My creative juices are not flowing today.
It's just not a creative day right now.
Yeah, but so what the podcast is for is that we're just going to talk about kind of like stuff that happened during the week or anything that's been happening lately or
News, life experiences,
just etc.
dying. Maybe not that.
Maybe dying. But
so for this first one, we're going to start with Sarah.
yeah, so I'm gonna be super lame and talk about my vacation. Last Christmas, my parents and I, my family and I went to New York. I talked about that a little bit. But so we weren't gonna do anything super fancy for this vacation. So we decided to go to Gulf Shores, Alabama. And what if y'all don't know what that is? It's a little bit a ways off of the Gulf. So it's still technically the Gulf, like not exactly the ocean, but the beaches are a lot nicer than in Texas.
Yeah, but didn't you say like the water was green or something? Like not.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like water I want to get to. I would get in there and I think I'd come out like half my body like part lizard. Yeah.
Yeah, part lizard. Oh, well, it's way cleaner than the Gulf water in Texas, I would say. Like, you can see still.
Just a little bit, not as much.
Just a little, not as much.
Texas beaches are not that great.
No. But, yeah, so it was about a 10-hour drive. Wasn't too awful.
It's about as far as you drive to Tennessee, for example.
Yeah. I made a playlist that we played basically almost the whole time.
That you listen to, your entire family listen to.
My entire family.
Ooh, I'd feel so sorry for them.
No, I made sure to add a little everything that everybody would like. Like, the only songs that I added personally, I added some 21 Pilots songs. But my mom likes 21 Pilots too, so it's okay.
Well, yeah, because they're mainstream now. Everyone listens to them, so it's not really as cool anymore to listen to them.
Yeah, and so I added some like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco songs, but not anything like too out there, you know.
Did you have the one where Pete annoys the fuck out of me?
No.
Good, because that one sucks.
It doesn't suck.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Anyway, we're getting off topic. This might happen quite a bit in the podcast, just FYI.
Yeah, if she mentions Fall Out Boy, I'm going to get mad at her. Like I am right now.
Okay. But anyway, so we listened. So the car ride was pretty good. It was a miracle because normally whenever we're packing and stuff, like everybody gets a little antsy because we all get a little excited, so
right.
We get on each other's nerves. But yeah, we get there, we check into our hotel, and then my sister and I basically throw on our swimsuits and just run down to the beach real quick because we just wanted to experience it, and we were just ready to go.
I was going to ask, you and I have driven down that area in Louisiana and Mississippi?
Yeah, we went through Louisiana, Mississippi, to Alabama.
Did you see the sign of that? There's this billboard of, I think, a law firm or a lawyer, and it's just plastered with his fucking face. But the thing is, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And so every time we would see him, we'd be like, hey, that boy, like, you know, the meme, but like,
but it was,
oh my God, you would see him every like 5 miles or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, every time I would see one of those, there was actually quite a bit of them on the way. Every time I would see one of those, I would giggle, and my family would look at me weird. Like,
the fuck's your problem?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Her medication isn't working clearly.
Okay, and so like I said, we got there, and we just went straight to the beach. We maybe hung around there for like 30 minutes.
Okay. Was it cold, hot, what?
It was actually just right.
Really?
Yeah, I was really worried because I know that my worst, like, the worst part of the beach, in my opinion, is whenever, like, you're going in the sand and the sand's so hot that it hurts your feet. It's unbearable.
Yeah, I know.
But the sand was perfect. It was white sand. Pretty. And then,
I would figure that it being in the South, it would still be pretty hot. Like.
Oh, it was warm, but it wasn't, like,
It wasn't death like we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Yeah. So, and then, it was just me and Hannah because Mom and Dad wanted to figure out what we were doing the next day.
Oh, sure. They didn't plan ahead of time?
No. With our family, we're just kind of like...
Yeah, let's just go with the flow.
Yeah.
My family usually has, like, on this day we do this, on this day we do that, and I'm usually used to that, but then whenever they bring something up, I can get really angry because I'm like, I thought we weren't doing anything. You know?
Yeah.
I'm quite particular like that.
Yeah, he is. So, and we're sleep, so we go to sleep, and then the next day, we have to buy like certain we had bought some groceries but not a lot, because my sister had recently had mouth surgery,
Right.
so she could only eat soft things.
Yeah, like yogurt. My bad.
Yeah, so we had eggs that morning. She could eat the eggs.
The one time I got something in my mouth, I think it was what was called a Herbst. They're like metal bars in your mouth.
Okay, I know about those.
Okay, my mouth really hurt. And it hurt so bad, I tried to eat, like, lasagna, because pasta, that's pretty soft stuff. It took me nearly an hour to eat because of how painful it was.
Aww.
Yeah, so next couple of days, it was just yogurt, soup, and I can't think of anything else. Like, it was just those two things. Maybe even bread was too much for me. Because if you have enough of it and, like, a clump, it can get pretty chewy.
Yeah, so she would tear up stuff in little pieces and then you put it in the back of her mouth to eat.
Oh, okay.
Because the front part of her mouth was what was worked on. Yeah, and so my parents, like, we got different flyers from, like, the condo that we were staying at.
Oh, yeah.
And,
that's a good idea to see what's around.
Yeah, the place that we decided to go to for our first day was, we went to the zoo. Well, it was like it was a kind of a small zoo. But the cool thing about it is that they had several different enclosures where you got to, like, go inside the enclosure and, like, hang out with the animals.
So you could actually go up and, like, touch them or see them?
Yeah.
Wow, what the hell?
Yeah, but it was only certain ones.
I did tell you about the zoo I went to where they just had peacocks roaming the area.
Oh, yeah,
Just let them do their own thing.
That's kind of scary. Peacocks
It's scary, but it's also kind of fascinating that they had that much trust in them.
Yeah.
When I was there, nothing happened, but, like, I just want to kind of think, has there been a story where someone was attacked? Because, people are stupid. They're probably willing to mess with them, and then, I don't know, they end up needing surgery.
So, at the zoo, my favorite thing that we paid for to do was, it was probably the first thing we did, and that was, we sat in there and we got to pet some lemurs.
Lemurs? Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were so cute.
Are they tiny? Or are they, like...
They were about as big as,
my pups?
No, about as big as Penny.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Well, I'm counting their tail also.
Oh.
Yeah.
I meant they're just their body, their tail.
Oh, yeah, they're maybe a cat size.
Okay.
But they were still pretty young, so I don't know how much bigger they're gonna get.
Oh.
But basically you would pet them, and they felt like clouds. Like giant clouds.
How do you know what clouds feel like?
You know what I mean? They're super fluffy and soft.
Yes.
And their and their hands, like, almost felt like gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would grab your hand, and it felt like somebody with, like, a baseball mitt or something was touching you.
That's weird.
Yeah, because they're primates, so they have like human-like hands almost.
But just really small.
Yeah. And we also did a thing with. We also did a sloth encounter, and that was pretty cute.
Was he, like, as sleepy as they're known to be?
Yeah, they were asleep, but I remember we had fruit skewers that we fed to the sloth, and I remember we put it right up close to his face. He woke up, opened his mouth, and ate it, and then took it, and then ate the fruit, and then he went back to sleep. It was adorable.
Would you do the same thing? Like, I put a burger at the end of the stick and just shove in your face, and you wake up like, oh boy!
I don't know.
I imagine you would. You get pretty hungry when you wake up.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I do too, but
yeah,
I knew you would have a wonderful reaction to that.
Yeah, and so there's also a lot of birds. Like, okay, so me and Logan like birds a lot, but me especially.
You passed it on to me that they're amazing creatures.
Yeah.
But You got that idea from somewhere, and then you're just like, ooh, this species can do this. This one's really big. This one can say fuck you.
So there's this giant aviary with all these different types of birds, and one of those zookeepers was explaining to me that a lot of the birds were dumped there. The parrots, especially, there were so many bigger ones. Like, there were so many cockatoos and macaws that were dumped there because since they're exotic animals, people don't realize how much work that you have to do.
Oh yeah, you've told me about that. Like,
and it was really sad. It made me feel really bad for the poor guys. But I did get to see my favorite type of bird, though.
The African gray.
Yeah, the African grays. They were whistling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I like them is because they don't like scream.
That's true.
Unless there's something really wrong with them.
If you go to any pet store with any kind of bird, or with I guess the usual ones, the yellow, green, and blue ones, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Those are pretty loud.
Yeah, but they, are you talking about parakeets?
Sure.
The little bitty ones?
I guess. I just same as birds.
But anyway, they do like a lot of whistling and chirping and stuff.
Oh, okay. But
they only scream if there's something, they're really afraid of something or something like that.
Alright, anything else interesting happened at the zoo?
No. Well, we saw wolves. I've never seen a wolf before. Oh. So it was really exciting.
Was it your spirit animal?
Yeah.
You fucking furry?
Whatever. I really like animals. I mean, I'm a pre-vet major. I hope I like the animals. But so we finished at the zoo, and our car stops working for a minute. No. Because apparently the battery got corroded, like one of the negative terminal got corroded. So we just wiped it off a little bit, and it started working.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. Because probably the flow of electrons was got cut because of the corrosion.
Yeah, the corrosion. So
I know a little bit about circuitry, but.
Yeah, so once luckily it was like miraculous. Luckily there was an auto parts store literally right next to the zoo.
What the fuck?
So my dad just walked over there and got stuff.
Was it a AutoZone?
It was like, I forgot. It was like an O'Reilly's or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been to both, but both are okay, I guess.
Yeah, but afterwards we spent the rest of the day at the zoo. I mean at the beach. At the beach,
and bitch again.
We made I made a penny sandcastle.
What do you mean?
Like, I made a sand sculpture of a penny.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I just made it look like penny.
And you didn't take a picture?
Well, I didn't have my phone.
Sarah, this is the kind of stuff I want to see.
Yeah, well, I made a picture. I made a sand sculpture of my dog.
Well, I can't believe it now.
And then the waves were really powerful, actually, so you didn't have to go that far out to like jump.
The feeling? Oh my god.
Yeah, but it was really fun, because my dad lost his sunglasses, and then my mom lost her sunglasses, so I held on to mine for dear life.
Did Hannah lose hers?
No.
You told me everyone lost their sunglasses
except hers.
You. Oh, okay.
But anyway, it was really fun. It got to the point where there was fish jumping around, and my Hannah didn't want to go out that far because she gets freaked out by that kind of thing.
Not the fish.
Yeah. I also found a bunch of jellyfish, but it was one of the types that doesn't really sting you.
Did you touch one?
Yeah, it was gross. It feels like wet plastic, like in the water. It's like gross.
Okay. I just wanted to say, either the last time or one of the times I went to the beach, I think I've told you this before. Well, not on one of our shows or whatever. It was my family that was there. I remember just, I guess, running from the water because I was having a blast just running around in the water. And I was walking back to, I guess, our little camp out. And in a moment, I heard a sudden pop. And then I felt something on my foot. I was like, what the hell was that? And I look over, it was a jellyfish.
Ew, so it was like one of those plastic bags popping?
Yeah, but it was like black.
Ew.
Yeah, I was freaking out at this point, like, oh god, am I like infected with something like that kills me? Because I was like, I've never had to deal with something like this before. And pretty much ran back to my parents, and they said I was fine. But in my head, I'm like, I feel like there's gonna be something wrong with me because I've never
Yeah, you're gonna
had
have like a necrotic foot afterwards.
or I've never had an encounter with a jellyfish before, and seeing like in movies and such that they're supposed to quote unquote sting you.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't hurt, but is there still something wrong with it? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I was a nervous wreck for like 5 good minutes.
Well, the jellyfish that I saw weren't very big.
No, this one wasn't that big either.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So we had fun at the beach. I got sand everywhere.
Gross.
Like, I had to I literally took a shower and I stood there for 5 minutes because there was sand everywhere.
I've never gotten that messy.
Yeah, it's because we went at the beach for a long time. And also I found these clams. They were super tiny, and then I would just dig them out and then watch them re-dig themselves.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I remember finding pieces of sand dollars at one of the beaches I was at.
Yeah, they look really weird when they're alive.
Wait, those are... Wait, are we talking about the same thing?
No, those are animals, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
They don't look like anything.
They're a type of snail.
What?
Yeah.
No one told me that.
Yeah. They're alive. Well, they were alive, so you found a dead one.
I found a dead one. Great.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
They look super weird. Yeah. But anyway. And also, if you put salt in your hand, so obviously my hands were pretty salty because of the water, the clams stick their tongues out.
And they lick it?
And they lick it.
Oh.
So I wanted to see if it would work, and the tiny clam just went...
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Hannah goes, ew, is that his tongue? And I said, yeah, he's licking me.
God.
And so, lots of animals encounters. It was pretty fun.
Alright.
But the craziest thing that happened, I think, is that my sister has pretty bad anxiety problems. But
we do too, but...
yeah, but about different things.
Yeah, school.
But she saw a guy parasailing while we were at the beach, and she says, "Hey, that looks kind of fun. Do you want to do it?" And I looked at her like, well, really?
Like, you really want to get up there? You know how bad you can get injured.
So my parents and I, the next day we went parasailing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was super fun.
So what is it exactly? Because I've done, I don't remember what it was. You're on what looks like an inner tube, but it's completely covered up, and you hold on to it, and the boat drives along, and you just hold on to it for as long as you can.
So jet skiing, but
kind of. Okay. I forget what it's called. It has a strange name. It's not waterboarding. But,
I hope it's not waterboarding.
No, it's not. It's not. I just forget what it's called.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Is it something like that? Where
kinda, except parasailing, you have a harness.
Okay.
And you're attached to a boat, but you have a parachute and you're in the air.
The entire time. Once you pick up speed, it goes up.
Yeah, it goes up.
Okay.
And so me and Hannah are in the air because she said that she wanted to go with me, and then we hit the water a little bit to get our feet wet, and she hated it because I splashed her.
Oh, wow.
And then the guys were silly, the people driving the boat were silly, and we're like, shark.
Right.
And my sister looks like, is there really a shark? And I said no.
You did see dolphins though. I remember.
Yeah, we went on a dolphin cruise later that day, and that was probably the best dolphin cruise I ever went on, to be honest.
Really?
Because the dolphins got so close to the boat.
Okay.
And there were so many of them.
When I was in New York, we took a boat or something to go see Lady Liberty. It was either that or we went to go see dolphin watching because apparently there's some over there.
Okay, yeah.
But it wasn't too exciting. We probably just saw one just barely peek its fin out. But yours, you literally caught a video of it. That's really cool.
Yeah, I caught a video of the dolphins splashing because they're making waves for the dolphins to play in.
Right.
That's what they do, and there was a whole group of them, 4 of them that just hung with us for 20 minutes.
4, damn.
Yeah, and they were so cute. It was, and then. That was the end of Gulf Shores, and then the next day we drove to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Right.
I loved that place.
Do tell why.
Well, it's kind of dirty. But
Well, that's not a good start.
yeah, and there was my sister didn't really like it because there was like a marathon or something, like a 5K or something.
Oh, okay.
And it's called the Red Dress Run.
Right.
So there was a bunch of dudes walking around with red dresses.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Oh, well, that's not the problem. It's just there were so many of them. And then, like, they would, like, twerk and stuff.
Oh, were these flamboyant men?
Some of them.
Okay.
But other times, they were, like, bearded men who were, like, really manly.
And hairy?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, so, like, but there were just so many of them. And she was like, why is there everyone like this? And I said, well, that's New Orleans for you.
So, New Orleans is a lot of fun, but it's dirty?
Yeah.
Sounds like my room.
And there's a specific street that only has bars on it called Bourbon Street.
Okay.
And it smells like puke.
Oh, bars.
Yeah.
I thought of, like, metal rods coming out of the ground, like, the fuck? That makes no sense,
Oh.
but, yeah. But didn't you say there were people there no matter at, like, what time of day it was?
It was packed no matter what time of day it was.
That's so strange.
Yeah, I know, but one thing I did love about it is that the architecture, because we stayed in a place called the French Quarter, where there's, like, the buildings there have been there since, like, the 1700s.
Oh, okay.
So it's the gorgeous architecture, and there's music everywhere.
Yeah, you said there was like a medium-sized ensemble playing.
Yeah, there was like a brass band with drums that were playing.
Did you mostly see brass instruments, or did you see a variety of other things?
Oh, I saw bongos. I saw saxophones. There was like music everywhere, and then there was. We sat at this little cafe that only served this thing called beignets.
Right.
And they're like a pastry that's like a staple of New Orleans. It was so good.
Okay.
We bought a coffee mug.
I'd be the one to do that. I need to buy more coffee mugs.
Honestly, what won me over though was the food.
Right. So the beignet or other stuff?
Oh, other stuff. Like, well, the beignets were really good. But after that, we went to this French restaurant called Antoine's that has been there for a long time.
Right.
And has basically took French, because basically what New Orleans is the French cuisine, but they mixed it up with a little bit of spices, and that's what Creole is, if you know what I mean.
I do not.
Okay, yeah, but we had like a lot of seafood dishes because you have to get seafood in places that are by the Gulf.
Plus, seafood's your favorite.
Yeah, I love seafood. They had the best crab. Oh my god.
I've only had a little bit of crab meat, but that's it when it's mixed in with a couple other things, so just by itself, I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, it's so good. And like, the service was really good too, and it was a pretty big, like, restaurant, so we were walking, so it had, like, 5 different dining rooms, and,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and they also had a huge selection of wine. They had this giant wine cellar that we could just walk around in.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and just browse.
Were you able to find the restroom easily?
Yeah.
Because I was at a PF Chains like a month or two ago, and I was trying to find the bathroom. Lo and behold, I almost walk into their kitchen.
Oh, no.
So, like, I ask a worker, where are the restrooms? Like, on the other side of the restaurant. I'm like, oh, sorry, okay. I'm going over there now.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was embarrassed.
The people are a little strange, but, like...
How?
Oh, I'm talking about New Orleans?
Yeah, how is it any different from here in Texas?
Oh, people just would loud and just talk to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there was this huge...
It's not your college campus, that's for sure.
There was this huge square that had all these types of different artists that would trying to sell stuff, and there was this huge line of people that were tarot card readers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so stuff like that, like voodoo and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't do any voodoo stuff because I learned my lesson from the Princess and the Frog.
Oh, Jesus.
Didn't want to turn into a frog.
You're freaking afraid of Ouija boards.
Yeah, a Luigi board.
The Ouija board.
Yeah, but overall, I really liked the place.
What would you rate it?
I would say like an 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely come back.
Well, what was holding your experience back from it being perfect?
It smelled. It was dirty.
New Orleans alone or the entire trip? Like, was someone farting consecutively?
Oh, no, the New Orleans.
No, I'm talking about the entire trip. What would you rate the trip?
Oh, probably Probably a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because the only thing that was wrong was that like the sand.
But you said the sand was nice.
No, I mean it got everywhere. It was in the car. It was in my bed. It was in my clothes.
It's in my soul.
It was awful.
If I were you, I would probably drink a lot more. Because you didn't seem like you drink anything.
I got some, oh my god. Oh, it was so funny. So one day, my parents, did this thing where it was like a wine and cheese thing.
Okay.
Where you tried different cheeses with their wine, because it was their anniversary.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So we were sitting there, and so I tried some of it too. The wine was okay. I don't really like red wine.
Right.
But it was hilarious because they had like this type of mustard, and it was interesting. So, but I get this big drop, and it's like the mustard of death. It was awful. It was so spicy.
Oh, okay.
like I didn't know it was gonna be that spicy.
I don't think I've ever had spicy mustard.
Oh, it was awful. It was so bad. I kept coughing like that.
Thanks.
And then my dad had scotch at that French restaurant.
Ooh.
And I didn't realize that you're only supposed to sip scotch.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to
Right.
So I had to take a swig of scotch, and I'm dying. Oh. and I said, that was worse than the death mustard. And so my parents left.
That sounds worse than the first time I tasted a beer. The first time I tasted, I think it was a Bud Light. I took a small sip of it, and I wanted to throw up immediately because I'd never had any sort of alcohol before.
Yeah.
And this is probably when I was 20, and my dad handed it to me because we weren't going anywhere. It's here, just try it. I'm like, okay. And I don't want it anymore. That shit's nasty. But
I think that as we get older, we're
my tolerance is quite adjusted at this point. So I'm okay with I'm almost okay with whiskey on the rocks by itself, but even then, that one time I did it, I threw up later that night.
Yeah. What you do is that you're supposed to get with this specific scotch, you're supposed to eat it, because my dad got Cherry's Jubilee. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do not.
Basically, it's cherries with ice cream,
mm-hmm.
but it's they cook the cherries, and it's with brandy.
Oh, okay.
And so you take some of the ice cream with cherries, and then you sniff the scotch a little bit and take a sip, and it complements really well because it's vanilla-y.
That's complicated.
I know it's complicated, but once I knew the intricacy of it, it was cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but and then we drove back the next day, and we saw gators in the road.
Another gator.
Yeah, give me that shovel.
All right.
And that was it. And then I came home and slept a lot.
On our week away, I dog sat for watched Rexy and Penny. And it was alright. The only problem I had was that, because your mother asked me to water her flower beds, because she has a couple of them in the front and the backyard. Well, in the backyard, someone dug some of the flowers up. And right. I was like, was it?
Probably. He's a digger.
Oh, okay. And I was freaking out on the inside just a little bit because I was like I went over and tried to put them back together, but they still wilted over. I'm like, shit, I think they're dead.
Oh, no, it's okay. They lasted a lot longer than we thought they were going to.
Oh, okay.
But the ones in the front yard look great.
Hooray. Just whenever I was watering the ones in the back, I would take the hose and I would try to spray them. But the Penny would come along and try to eat the water, because I know whenever she has a pool in her backyard, and so whenever her families had parties, Penny would get into the very shallow end, and she would insist for you to splash water at her, and she would just with her mouth tried to like eat it or something.
Yeah.
And so
she'll bark at you if you don't splash.
Right, and that's what she was doing when I was trying to water the flowers. So I would have to lead her in a different direction, and she would run over there and be like, "Okay, water flowers, water flowers, water flowers, water flowers." Yeah, over and like for each section. And you know that little well you have? She would like put her front paws on top of it, like, "Get the fuck down, no!" Like I would feel like she would have jumped into it. Granted, it's not an actual well, but like, come on. I know you want the water. I know you want it. But please, don't do that. Don't be stupid. It's dumb doggo.
Penny's not 2 yet, so she's still a puppy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You got her like not too long ago.
Yeah. Okay, well... His was boring. Mine was awesome.
Great.
I'm just joking.
All right.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed hearing me rant about how great my vacation was.
Yeah, so we're going to do these podcasts. We're going to try and post them on Fridays. We're also going to try to do more Our Thought videos. If you have any suggestions for those, please leave them in the comments. We just implemented a schedule where we have our Let's Plays Monday through Thursday, and then, like I said, podcast or an Our Thoughts on Fridays. As Sarah here is going to leave really soon to go back to A&M, so our production is going to slow down just a little bit. These podcasts will be easier to do because we can do over video or voice chat, but like the Let's Plays, they're going to be like months in advance because we have some prepared. So once those are done, either Sarah and I will try to make more, or I'll be trying to make some with some other friends of mine, or you can try to make your own. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're seeing what we're trying to do while the school year is going on, because that will be our main focus. We like doing this channel on the side, but school takes priority. So
yeah, I want to make. I can't make C's anymore.
we've been guilty of not posting much during the school season, and this year, or this semester at least, we're really trying our best to see what we can do to post while we're both away from each other and try to see if we can make this channel work.
Yeah, okay. And if you have any questions about the schedule, it's on our About section on our channel.
And if you check our Twitter, we'll be posting updates about it. We'll try to post more on there, because I made sure the pin tweet is the schedule, so you'll be able to see that too.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll see y'all next time.
And have a wonderful day.
Bye.